Welcome to Big Blend Radio, where we celebrate variety and how it adds spice to quality of life. All right, so it is Small Business Saturday here in America, and you know what? We prefer small business to be every day, don't we, Glynn? Glynn
We
Burrows is
do.
here from
We
Norfolk
do.
Tours. Now, Glynn, are you still involved in Buy Local Norfolk?
Yes, I'm still a member. I'm not the chairman anymore. I've stood back because other people need to take a choice, take an opportunity to be in charge. So I've stood back. But I'm still a member, and
Yeah.
I still do what it's all about, which is supporting local independent businesses.
Mm. Now you've got a great write-up article that we've got up linked in the episode notes, everyone, and it's also on blendradioandtv.com, featuring this beautiful picture of teddy bears that you can find in downtown Norfolk. Is it downtown? Do you call it downtown or
No,
in the village?
it's in the city centre of Norwich in
Oh,
Elm Hill, teddy bear shop.
okay. Elm Hill sounds quite la-di-da, is it?
No, 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 it's lovely. It's a very old cobbled street. As you can see right
Oh,
in the distance
yeah,
behind you, it's
yeah.
all cobbled streets and timber framed houses. It's a beautiful
Oh.
area.
So when you go there, you can go shopping and really kind of get nice village atmosphere.
Oh,
And
definitely. Yes.
oh, see, but that to me is fun about shopping. Now, sometimes I like to just sit and do my cyber thing, but I want to support small businesses that have it online, which is great. I know you're in
Oh,
the
we do.
tourism
Yeah.
world with,
Yeah.
owning Norfolk Tours, and people may have gone to, Norfolk, gone on a tour with you anywhere in England, right?
Yeah.
Scotland or Wales, gone home and like, oh, you know what? I need to, I want to get let's see, some Marmite.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
I'm gonna
Exactly. Go
I'm gonna
online and order it.
yeah, and order it from in a place they've been, which is, I think, that is still some. Well, maybe Marmite won't be like the ultimate Christmas
No, no,
present
no,
for
no, no,
others. Some
no.
people don't like that, but I do. But there's wonderful collectibles from your journey, and maybe you saw something, and
Yeah.
you can't always fit it on the plane, and you order it, and so that's one way of supporting small
Mhm.
business in general. But you talk about the power of shopping locally. So there's the tourism shopping, but then there's local, and you really mean the mom pop stores, right? That the importance.
Definitely. Definitely. I mean, if you do support a Ma and Pa shop, as you call them, um, you're actually putting money back into the economy locally rather than into some big shots pocket who's going to go and buy another yacht. If you're supporting a local independent business, you're supporting somebody to pay for their son's football or for someone to go and pay for their daughter's dance lessons. You're actually supporting real people, which is much more important than supporting some CEO to go and buy another yacht. For me,
Mm,
that it's all about putting money back in the pockets of real down to earth, hard working people. And
mm.
like you're saying, small businesses have also got websites. So I'm not knocking websites. I'm
No,
not
you can't. You
I'm
have
not
one.
knocking. Well, exactly we are on a website, but I'm not knocking the internet. I'm just saying be very careful where you're buying from.
Mm.
So you know lots of small businesses I know have got their own website selling their own handmade jams and marmalades and
Oh,
their own handmade shoes even. I mean, a bloke up the road makes lovely soft leather shoes and he sells them on his website. I've got carpenters who sell proper carved furniture or even
oh, wow.
placemats and things like that made of wood and stuff. So yes, use websites but support the little man and woman. Don't support
Yeah.
the you. Sometimes you have to support the big man, but think about spending some of your money with the little
As
business.
much you wrote a economic, example of A and B, Fred and Mary,
Yeah,
and showed the difference. And Mary needs to learn from Fred, apparently.
I think so.
Oh boy. I was like, come on, Glenn. He was the bad no. But let's talk about that economic breakdown for everyone to kind of put it in their perspective, because when we go to those huge shops, right? the big box stores, as we call them here, with the big brand names that
Yeah,
everybody,
yeah,
it looks the same everywhere.
yeah,
Um, so yes, you are helping the employees get their minimum wage, right? But you've
yes.
got to think that the shop owner is pretty much just getting maybe the same or a little bit more as well. So you're
Mhm.
still keeping them in business with that. But the shop owners are typically the ones who sponsor events and things like that too, you know.
Yeah, yeah,
Um, so it's also part of the makeup of a community of what, when you go to a downtown, and as we travel the country here full time, Nancy and I go to places and we'll see beautiful historic downtowns with architecture that is just like wow. And then you'll look and the storefront's completely empty, and the one after it is completely empty, and the one after it is completely empty. And I hate to say this, but America, we have a problem.
so
You
do
know,
we.
we have empty storefronts, and
Yeah, we do.
the internet didn't do it. And then there's groups that come in, like cooperatives, like they'll have an indoor flea market or an indoor artisan co-op where everyone has almost like a 10 by 10-foot
Yeah,
area. and
yeah,
and I think things like that are really nice. And maybe they have an Etsy store online so that people can
yes,
follow up with them.
yeah, yeah,
But you
yeah,
still have, it makes you go to the town. The more the shops are doing well, the more you can afford a gas station, the more you can afford another restaurant and
yeah,
a movie
exactly.
theater, right? Is that where we're going with this economic side?
Well, it is, because if you think about it, the shop behind you, for instance, the teddy
Mhm.
bear shop, probably 90% of those teddy bears are not actually made locally, but the shopkeeper lives locally. So therefore, the profit from that business is staying local. So the owner and the profit will stay local. The rent is going to be staying local. The rates are going to be staying local. And the profit is the main thing with the business, because no matter where you get your goods from, you have to pay for them. So say for instance, I'm going to buy this ball of string, right? I've got a ball of string on the table. That is going to cost the wholesaler 50 pence, right? 50 cents,
Okay.
whatever. If I sell it for £1, then 50 pence of that is going to go wherever I buy the string from. It might
Hmm.
be it might be China, it might be Turkey, it might be France, it could be anywhere. But the other 50 pence is going to stay local because it's profit, right?
Yeah.
So if you buy it from me, the 50 pence profit is going to stay local because I'm going to have it. So then I spend it with my house, with my goods, my
The guy who
grandchildren.
makes the real sausage,
Yeah,
the
exactly.
sausage monger.
Yes, sausage monger. So then the profit stays local. If you buy this ball of string from Amazon, or if you buy it from a great big multi-box store, not only does the cost of the string go out of the local economy, but the profit does as well, because the owner of the business lives in London or Turkey or China. Who knows where these owners of these big businesses live? So none
Hmm.
of the money stays local, apart from probably 10 pence of this pound that stays local in the wages. So
Hmm.
it's all about how much profit is staying local and how much of it is going to stay going round within the local economy. And that's what it's all about. It's
So
about
it's
the
a
profit.
balance, because
Yeah,
we do need kind of those big things, right? And I know communities that get excited, oh, we're getting Amazon as a shipping center.
yeah,
Oh, it's going to provide all these jobs. They come in, and there's all these surveys where sometimes a place really needs something. It
yes.
There are
Oh, yeah,
areas that need it, and
of
it
course they
does
do.
well. Some places, no, you shouldn't be doing that. you know Look at a different place that really needs some kind of boost, because there's people without any, they're going to move out if there's
Yeah,
no jobs, right? But if we're not supporting the local businesses, then there's none of that. That's why we talk about parks being so important, because
exactly.
they bring tourism to a community. And if you're bringing responsible tourism, so history and nature and things like that, You're
Yeah,
going to get the people that are going to go shop. They're going to go have cheese scones. Oh, I had to
exactly.
bring them up. Stay at a bed and breakfast. But all those things are what makes quality of life for the people that live there,
Exactly.
right?
What one of the things that we use in buy local a lot is we say, is buying from a multinational costing you more than money? And it is. It's costing you your local
Yeah.
your localness, if you understand what I mean. Because, all of these shops are closing, the little bakeries are closing, the little fishmongers, the
No.
little butchers, they're all closing because everybody's buying from supermarkets and big shops. So the small man can't keep going. So it's not about money. It's
Mm,
about being
integrity.
well, it's about spreading out where you're spending your money. I'm not saying that everybody has to buy everything from a Ma and Pa shop. If we all spent 20% of what we spent in a Ma and Pa shop, we would keep the local economy going. That
That's
that
a
would
good
be
number.
our
That's an easy number to achieve. If you think about it, like when you're talking about, okay, so the big shops come in, then they have their own bakeries. They have their
yeah,
everything under one roof, right?
everything.
I shouldn't say anything since we're the blend, but we want everything on one roof because it's all
Yeah,
connected. It's a little bit
yeah,
of a different concept though. Um, you go in, the small bakery, you know, ends up not being able to compete around the big guys who can buy the
yeah.
flour in ginormous, huge quantities, whereas the
But they're not
smaller
skilled.
bakery, yeah,
The,
and
uh,
not as
they're not
skilled.
that they're not skilled people because they may be baked in store, but
Yeah,
actually all they are is put in an oven.
pushing buttons. Yeah,
Yeah, they're not made from scratch.
but like if you have a local bakery, I bet you the price is going to be maybe £1 to £2 or $1 to $2 difference, right? Which
Yeah,
isn't going to kill you, right? To
no,
support. But like if you were going down the country road and you knew this town had a bakery that really made amazing meringues. Now listen, I'm just saying because I remember that about England, meringues. Like
right?
I
Yeah,
know
yeah,
you love your, scones, but I just want to give a shout out for meringues. I know they're from France, but like you do them well. Um, and I would go, oh, let's stop there. Now,
yeah,
are you going to go, oh, let's stop at the big box store for a meringue? Sometimes there's some things that they do well, but I would pull into that town. You're supporting that community and you're getting a
exactly.
feeling of who the people are. You're talking to the locals. You
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 know,
make
yeah,
you have a conversation. It doesn't mean you don't have a conversation with those working at the big box stores, but it's just this feeling of towns and communities and charm. And like that's why I talk about integrity and keeping the buildings, these historic buildings alive. That to
well,
me is a big deal.
exactly. I mean, when you go to a Ma and Pa shop, say for instance, I go to a Ma and Pa place and I have a cheese scone, right? The person I'm talking to made it. Whereas if I go to, I don't know, a Starbucks or a McDonald's, the person who made that bread roll that I have for my beef burger is probably at the other end of the country in some factory. So the person who's serving me has got absolutely no idea what's in it, how it's made, or anything. But if I go to a Ma and Pa shop, they know exactly what's in it because they made it. They could
Mhm.
probably take me to the farmer where they got the eggs or the beef or whatever it is that I'm buying, or the cheese. They could go to the
Mhm.
person who makes the cheese. That's what I'm saying is that it's all about feeling part of the community that you're in. I mean,
And
last week,
quality,
well, yeah,
quality.
oh, the quality, the quality is different. This last week, I was in Canterbury.
Mm.
Canterbury is a fantastic city. If
Mm.
ever you get the chance, you must go. The cathedral there is
Oh
amazing.
man.
Anyway, I was there, so I was walking around the high street and tried a couple of the cheese scone shops because wherever I go, I have a cheese scone. And it they were totally different because one shop makes their cheese scones and the other shop made their cheese scone, so they were different,
Okay, awesome. Were
which
they
is what
good?
it's all about. Well, they were good, yeah. But what
As
I'm
good as
saying,
Diane's?
No, no, of course not. Woohoo. But if you go, say you go to Starbucks or you go to McDonald's, wherever you go, whether you go in Hong Kong or whether you go in New York, a McDonald's is exactly the same. That's what I'm talking about. You're not getting anything to do with where you are.
So
And
no character.
you've got nothing it's all like cardboard, you know, it's the same cardboard wherever you are. And
Yeah, I
it's,
don't I and it's I think it all has a purpose, but it's gone crazy. And I was
yeah,
talking about this with Shelley Wizen, who's a transformational life coach, and she's on tomorrow's show, Sunday. And we were talking about how to be your own light in the dark, right? Because we're in the season of darkness. Winter's darker,
yeah,
longer, and
yeah,
that's why
yeah.
we have twinkly lights for Christmas and we light candles for Hanukkahs. We're bringing light, you know? And we were talking about this fact of we go from A to B so fast that we forget the in between time where we take a breath, where we breathe, where we think about where we're going and what we want to achieve. We're
Hmm.
so in a hurry. And so we can't really be a light of anything because it's a big blur.
Mm.
We're not in the present moment. And so I was talking to her, I said, well, this is kind of like how we ended up with fast food and remote controls. We became a fat nation, I mean, a
Yeah,
global fat nation and I'm sorry for saying this, but it's true, because of remote controls on a TV.
yeah,
We
that
used to
they
have to get up and people fought over the remote control. And you're not going to fight if you had to keep going up to the TV. It's like there's these things that we've taken away in the name of speed
yeah,
and accuracy, where quality and character and charm. I mean, it's like when you go in the store where the apples all need to look the same, the tomatoes are waxed and not, real anymore.
pathetic,
So we're living
pathetic.
in this fake thing. So
Yeah,
where are we actually living in the present and actually enjoying that meal and thinking about, oh, there's these carrots that came from the road in this farm, and you drive down the road and you can see the farm where the carrots are grown, and you're like, oh my gosh, it's pretty. Look at the flowers out there. We have lost this thing, and now we all need to go and have mental health checkups because we have stopped living in the present because of this need for speed and greed. Ooh, was
well,
that a good rant?
something that I have to think about quite a lot is that yesterday is history, tomorrow is a mystery, the present is a present. And
Yes, I
I
love that.
love that. I
Oh, I
just
really
love
love
that.
that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because yesterday is history. Tomorrow we haven't got a clue what's coming tomorrow. No, none of us. I haven't got a
No,
clue what's going to happen in an hour's time.
I
But the
could become a
present,
millionaire. I'm
yeah,
going to
exactly.
come see
The
you.
the present is the best present we will ever have.
Really true.
And that is what it's all about. We have to live where my backside is. I'll put it politely. I have to live where my backside is. And my backside is talking to you at the moment. So this is all
Well,
I need
that's
to think about.
nice.
It's
That's
all I need.
nice.
Well, no, my backside isn't talking to me, talking to, oh
I know
God,
what you
please don't.
I'll behave. I'll behave. But no, but I see, I know exactly what you mean. It's like we're here, we're not doing something
Yeah,
else,
no,
It's
yeah,
it's like when you're having a conversation with someone and they're answering a phone call and texting someone at the same time. So we're lost that present moment. When you
yeah,
go into a small shop, you're greeting someone, they want to
yeah,
help you find something, and we're so
yeah.
like, oh, what's the best deal? No, maybe, hey, did you know you're looking for someone who collects Fabergé eggs? Oh, do you know what? We just got this in, and this is the first one of its kind, and it came from here. And, you wouldn't know that if you did it on the big box store thingy.
No, and you get
Mm,
that if you go to a small shop. You know,
mm,
behind me here is an old-fashioned ironmonger's. Now in England, we still have some ironmongers. So you can go into the shop and you can buy a hammer or a chisel or a few nails and some screws, them sorts of things. If you go in there and you talk to the man behind the counter, he will know what you're talking about and he will
mhm.
be able to offer you either an alternative or something different if he hasn't got what you're looking for. If you
Mhm.
go into one of these great big box stores where you have to look through a catalog to order whatever is behind the shelf, the person behind the counter doesn't know anything about putting up shelves or changing a plug, or he doesn't know anything because
Or
all
if you go online, they'll give you,
exactly.
here's 10 articles that have nothing to do with it.
Yeah, but they don't know anything about what
Mm-mm.
they're selling because all they're doing is taking a number box off a shelf. But somebody who works in a shop like this will
Mhm.
know what he's selling because that's his job to know what it is. That you
I,
don't
I
get that in a big shop.
I have a great example of exactly that. There's a Susie and Simon, Starlight and Campbell. They're a musical duo
Right.
from England, and they live in Lisbon. And we
Well,
were doing a podcast, and he was talking about living there. And really, there's no where they are in outside of Lisbon. The big box store thing is like pretty much non-existent where they personally live,
lovely.
and they're building stuff, and it's like they're really in this community. It's that living of, they call the blue zones, where people actually sit and enjoy a meal together and maybe
Wow.
did the gardening for the tomatoes, you know anyway. So they live this wonderfully simple life, and he said no, he was having a problem with his drill. They were building something in the studio, so he goes in thinking, all right, well, this is shot. He went in there, said, look, I need to replace this. And the guy looks at him, and it's a little hardware store.
Yeah,
Looks at him, he goes, no, you don't. You just needed this one little thing here. Like, here's
yeah,
5 pence. He's like,
yeah,
what? He goes, now on the other side, if you walked in to another store, they would want you to replace the whole thing. And you made a good point about this in your article about the brewery, where you can refill the bottles. And, so
yeah,
I want to say, environmentally speaking,
yeah.
you know, I think shopping small, and they have so many programs like that in this country too. It's
Hmm.
like here, cloth bags and things like that. Big
Yeah,
box
yeah,
stores do that too. But um, it is about not wasting.
yeah. Yeah, our rubbish tips are full of stuff that doesn't really need to be thrown away. That is the trouble. Because
Ooh.
things are made nowadays so that you can't repair them because they're all made in one bit,
Mhm.
so that you can't buy spare parts anymore. Even it comes to sort of light bulbs for your car, you have to buy a whole unit rather than just a light bulb and things like that. My mum's kettle broke the other day. I had to buy a new kettle because you can't take it anywhere to get mended anymore like you used to years ago.
Like vacuum cleaner shops. We used to have vacuum
Exactly.
cleaner
You
shops.
you don't have them anymore. If your television breaks down, you don't take it to a television shop. You buy a new television and chuck the other one away. It's just ridiculous.
No. And we've got to think about the resources of the land.
Yeah.
All the drilling, all those screens are drilling in Africa
Yeah.
or mining, and a lot of it is done with slave labor.
Of course it is.
Or you yeah, sharecropping in a way, sharecrop
Bring
mining,
back the old days.
Yeah, no, but it's happening, and we just don't see it, and we choose
No.
to not look at it. Whereas I think shopkeepers, in a small business, they really have some kind of genuine integrity for what they're doing.
Yeah.
They're specialists in it, they're experts in their field. And if
Exactly.
they're saying buying diamonds, they don't want to buy diamonds, that are then they don't want to buy blood diamonds that are, they want to buy something that is proper and done with ethics, right? So there's ethics involved. And obviously
Yeah.
not every, small business person is nice on the planet either.
No, of course
But
not.
on the whole, I'd be rather supporting a family
So would I.
than the next big yacht that needs to undo a bridge. Uh-oh.
But then again, all we've got to do is just spend 20% of our
More.
Christmas shopping, for instance. Just spend 20% of whatever you're going to spend in a small independent Ma and Pa shop.
Mm,
You can spend at 80% with Amazon, but just try and think about what you're spending. That's all I want
mm.
people to do. Just think about it.
Mm. And don't forget bookshops. Everyone, stay tuned for our Cyber Monday show. We do talk about bookshop.org, which is an alternative started in England to Amazon and books. And it's all about supporting local bookshops and hardcover actual books. And I think it's wonderful. And you can support, you can buy books here in this country in the United States through them. But England had something going there saying, hey, this is, when something becomes a monopoly, it's dangerous. And,
Yes. Oh,
you know, I
definitely.
that's, with these big companies, um, one thing we have experienced in Big Blend is, a lot of small businesses creating something and going to manufacture, which is a huge risk.
Yes.
You're putting your money on the line in manufacturing, then you have to sell it. And really going for it, doing all the right things. And it's a really hard upward journey. And just off the top of my head, two, companies that people have heard on Big Blend Radio over the years totally got sold out to um, these massive multimillionaires that come together, put their money together to buy out one specific industry and be able to purchase all the advertising for that specific niche on Amazon so no one can move up ahead and get exposure where they need to.
Yeah.
So the the people that are doing the manufacturing who did all the hard work, they get stumped unless you allow them to buy. It is happening in the plant industry, the
Yeah.
fashion industry, the game industry. I could go on and on and on with people that I know that have been hurt through this. And
Mm.
so I want people to understand when we're purchasing through these huge stores, you may be thinking you're helping a small business. So if you want to do that, try Etsy, honestly. That's someone's handcrafted goods going on there most of the time. But when there's a small business and you can purchase product from this small business on Amazon, unless they're, buying and reselling it or whatever, I can guarantee you within the next 5 years, they will be gone and sold. And the whole customer relationship is gone. The whole charm of it all is gone. The websites get taken down. They just become a product with no soul.
Mm.
And this is happening globally. And this is happening in the European market, the American market, and they also do it target that. So just a thing for everyone to think about. It just it breaks my heart just
This is
knowing
the
the people
problem.
that have been shut down.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
it's
I mean,
it's
the,
awful.
the trouble is as well that things get copied so easily because
Oh,
you can't protect things internationally. I mean, I know a friend of mine who actually invented something. I won't go into
wow.
what it was. They
Mhm.
invented something and they went into manufacturing, and then somebody copied from abroad. I won't say where. It was brought in from abroad. Not only did they copy her object that she was making, they used her advertising to actually sell it. So she was actually fronting their business,
Yep.
even though it weren't her. And she had to take them to court, but that cost her hundreds of thousands of pounds, and she didn't end up
Mhm.
actually getting any of it back.
Mhm.
She lost out because these people just do what they like because they're bigger than she is.
And
They-
there's no real regulations on the internet, not proper.
no, well, you can't protect the international market
Mm-mm.
because in England we're protected under lots of rights and things, but as soon
Oh
as you go
yeah.
abroad, it doesn't make any difference.
In the
People
States,
do
they
what
don't
they
care.
like.
If it wasn't for Europe, like there would be nothing
No,
protecting anything. But
no.
that's why they have casinos on cruise ships.
Well,
International waters, you can do anything. And I'm
you
like,
can. Yeah.
wow, that's a murder mystery waiting to happen.
Wow. Yeah. Yeah. Miss Marple and all of that.
Yeah, you want a cheese scone? What's in there? What's in the butter? Glenn, always good having you on the show. Just it's so valuable this conversation is in putting it into reality. You talk about that 20%. That
Yeah,
is very doable for
yeah.
folks, but
All we
really
need.
all I'm saying is, like, think back at the end of the day, small businesses that you used to know that suddenly aren't there anymore
Yeah,
online. I'm serious. It is a it's an epidemic, I believe.
right.
And uh these people, they just do it because they can. They're playing monopoly with small businesses, and it's terrible. So anyway, happy holidays, everybody.
Yeah,
Thanks.
I hear that you had a holiday on Thursday. It was
We
just
had a
Thursday.
Thanksgiving, and then they
No,
had
it
Black
was
Friday.
no. It was Thursday in England.
Oh, is it just Thursday?
It's just Thursday in
Listen,
England.
I don't know. I saw some friends of mine in South Africa have Thanksgiving,
Well,
and I'm going, and they had, like, they were posting a restaurant that was doing pumpkin pie and everything. I'm like, what? It's like you have Halloween now,
we
don't
have
you?
yeah, we have Halloween. Yeah, we always
But
have
you
had
never,
Halloween.
not really. Like,
No,
oh,
no,
Sam,
we didn't go mad like some people do. No, but I mean, so we've gone a bit silly with Halloween, but we don't celebrate Thursday this side of the Atlantic for
well,
obvious
no.
reasons.
Well, Thanksgiving, I like that holiday though, in the fact maybe historically it's not all roses, right? But
No.
I think a day where people are thankful and think about what they're thankful for is a good thing.
Yeah, you were thanking the your lucky stars that you got out of England. That's what you were thanking for.
No, I didn't do it. Well, my ancestors did, but I
Well,
didn't do it.
no,
My
I'll
gosh.
let you.
No, I think I was thankful for sunshine. How's your weather, Glenn? You got snow still or what? Did you get
No,
sunshine?
no, that all went. It's quite
Oh,
mild today.
wonder. Oh, lovely, lovely. No, no. All right. Well, Glenn, happy holidays. Happy Christmas to you and Diane and the family. And we'll talk soon
We
again.
will
And
indeed.
no, thank you for standing up for small business. And at the end of the day, as a tour guide, tour operator, everyone, norfolk-tours.co.uk, again, in the episode notes, always linked up there. Um, if small businesses went away, tourism would suck.
Well, it
You
would.
know, what about Christmas
What's the
markets
point?
in England and all of that would, the bakeries. I mean, if we'd go, what? I'm going to go to England to go to, Costco, or I don't know
Yeah,
if you have
exactly.
those things,
We don't, but the same rubbish, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't want to, I want to go and see someone, I want to go to Italy and see where they're making shoes and.
Exactly. You go to Italy, you want to have some pasta. You come to England, you want a cheese scone.
Oh, yes, yes. And a Mr. Whippy, no
Oh no,
matter
Mr.
what the
Whippy.
season. Thanks, Glenn.
See you later.
Thank you for listening to Big Blend Radio. Keep up with our shows at bigblendradio.com.